Hey guys, I want to talk to you guys about hiring a transaction coordinator for your business. Maybe talk about a little bit about when is the right time to actually hire a transaction coordinator. So before we actually get into that, let's talk about what a transaction coordinator actually really does. A transaction coordinator, sometimes they're in-house. Your broker probably provides a transaction coordinator, sometimes at a cost and sometimes without a cost, right? And sometimes if the broker doesn't provide you a transaction coordinator, there are vendor services that you can actually utilize the service where they can assist you in doing the transaction coordinating. Now, a transaction coordinator is a person that handles pretty much all the details from the time you have an executed contract all the way leading up to closing, okay? Now, if you think about it, in the contract, you have different contingencies in there, right? You'll have the deposit money delivery, you have the home inspection, closing date, financing contingency. These are all contingencies that have deadline dates that are the utmost importance for everybody to meet, or there could be, consequences, right? Depending if you're representing the buyer or the seller, there could be consequences. So a transaction coordinator helps with all those things. They are pretty much your right-hand person that helps communicate with all parties involved: sellers, buyers, listing agents, buyer's agents, inspectors, home inspectors, lenders. They make sure everything is falling into place the way it's supposed to, okay? So a transaction coordinator is significant. I would imagine that you would know that by now, especially if you've been in the business now for a few years and your number of your transactions is starting to grow year after year after year, okay? There's a lot of time that's spent coordinating and communicating from that perspective that you have to start considering whether that's something you should be doing anymore. If you're somebody who's brand new and you had the option of not using a transaction coordinator, I would probably say that you might want to do some of that work yourself just so that you can learn it and understand what that means. And the reason why you want to do that is for two reasons that I can think off the top of my head. Number one, it helps you learn it, the good and the bad of all the steps that can occur from contract to closing. So that would help you articulate that to your clients, and they can actually sense in your voice how important it is to be on time and to abide by these deadlines, okay? Second reason you're gonna wanna do it is you're gonna have certain expectations on how you want things done. So before you actually even hire a transaction coordinator, you're gonna wanna be able to interview that person, knowing that you're gonna let go of that part of the job and hand it over to somebody else. You're gonna wanna have an idea, they do their job, and how much in an alignment does it come? Does it come into an alignment based on your expectations and the way what their style is, all right? So those are things to think about. Now, if you're a person that's starting to grow their business, and I would say everyone's a little bit different, it depends on your circumstances. Some of us have, families, some of us don't. It really just depends how much you can actually shoulder and what your just business goals are overall. But I would say that once you start getting around 18 to 24 transactions, I would say that's when you want to start implementing a transaction coordinator for sure, okay? All that time spent from contract to closing, and think multiple files. I'm not saying just one file a month. It could be 2 to 3 files a month. Each contract to closing, each transaction, you're easily going to spend anywhere from 13 to 20 hours, really, right? It depends if it's a new home construction. If it's not, you can easily spend that time on one transaction. So if you have 3 files going on all in one shot, you easily have anywhere from, now the question becomes, do you want to spend 35 hours to 60 hours in 1 month's time, especially the summer months, right? Do you want to spend that time doing the steps of contract to closing? Or would you rather spend that time generating new business, talking to your clients, having a cup of coffee with your past clients, right? Or maybe even spend time with your family, right? Because it's important to maintain a work-life balance. So think about that, how a transaction coordinator can help you out. Now, from the money perspective, some transaction coordinators, they're going to charge differently. Some people charge $200 a month, some charge $350 a month, some might charge up to $550 a transaction. So some might spend, you easily might spend $200 a transaction, $500 transaction. It really just kind of varies, right? So if they're charging you per transaction, think about how much time that saves you. Evaluate if a transaction coordinator is still charging you that fee even if the file doesn't close. Are they taking that risk with you? Something to think about. So another thing you can do, and this is really optional, you can either eat the transaction fee yourself on behalf of your client, or you can set up some kind of addendum up front or some kind of disclosure where you tell your clients that you're going to charge them if the file closes. All right? It's really whatever is up to you and how you build value in yourself and your business and your systems and your processes, if you want to do that or not. At the end of the day, it becomes of value to use a transaction coordinator so that you can free up more time and use that time on how you best see fit for yourself and your business. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You already know what to do. Subscribe, like, hit the comment button, and I appreciate any support that I can get. It's all greatly appreciated. So in this box, I'm going to drop off a few links of a couple of vendors that I've used personally in the past. That's been of great help to me, and I hope that's going to be of some help to you guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.